Hey guys, Dan and TCV, the Criminal Violin here. Um, I spent about an hour, according to Loyola, about an hour recording episode 3, what this episode ended up being, of Kojan's Minecraft, Kojan. And, well, I'm not the most intelligent creature in the world. Me and Loyolo kind of flubbed up so spectacularly, and specifically is what I really meant to say, but why not spectacularly as well? I flubbed up, which is my first major flub, let alone real true flub, in my Minecrafting, or my, YouTubing career. Apparently the headphone jack, the plug for the headphones, I wasn't all the way plugged into the headphone jack as, my mom started using the headset out in the living room, and then I had to plug it in this morning. I didn't realize I didn't plug it in all the way, because apparently I have to shove any plug into any plugs on this computer. For some bizarre reason, I have to literally, like, physically, really hard shove it into a slot in order for it to actually click in. So, that's kind of interesting. But, yeah, and I didn't do that because I didn't want to be too rough with the computer, and apparently my computer decided to, make me pay for that by leaving it half out. So I think it's probably mostly my fault, but at the same time, I don't necessarily know how Loyolo works. Like, maybe if it doesn't, because I don't know, I haven't a live update. Maybe it can automatically find on my computer that the mic is not plugged in, unless it automatically doesn't record audio. If it doesn't seem like it thinks it's plugged in, so if it was half plugged in, technically it probably wouldn't work anyway, but nevertheless, so it's probably mainly my fault, but maybe Loyolo is a little bit too, I don't know. Anyway, enough blabbering about my flub, let's get on to it, by the way. Is so awesome. I don't know what mod this is that I have, I think it's probably inventory sorting, but whatever's in your first slot automatically puts on your back if you're not using it. Amazeballs, son, amazeballs. So if I have it there, nothing's there. But if I then switch to, say, the cooked mutton, the lamb chops, then my Sirard's on my back again. Anyway, I actually get a lot of house progress done, is mainly what this whole last episode was about. You know, I mean, I did get a lot of, creeper, of course. Creepers love my house. They just have to climb in every freaking time. Wait a minute, where did that creeper come from? Did he spawn out in the dark, in a light area or something? The duck? Oh, you piece of crap! I backed up to try and avoid that. Guys, dang it. This tree's probably going to despawn now. It was actually partially despawning priorly. It's still kind of despawning a little bit over here. I'm not sure why, though. There's really no reason for it. My voice really cracked right there. Holy crap. Yeah, I'm really not sure why, but anyway. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Creeper. More and more, I'm starting to be able to relate to Jordan. I actually died only once somehow, priorly, because I made a stupid decision. You know, of course, me being so intelligent, I make very stupid decisions. Makes perfect sense. And yeah, what? Thank you. Okay. But yeah, I challenged a creeper very stupidly, and he made me pay for it. But that's a different story. Anyway, I never said that. I like this organization method. All right. Yeah. Anyway, I made a staircase, and I kind of made a bridge thingamajigger. I went even further, as you can tell, and a creeper blew up right here and destroyed literally all of this. So I had to you can tell, of course, with cobblestone and the diorite there, this is what I had to do. He also blew up this over here. So he was over here when he blew up, and he destroyed all of this somehow. Mainly this was his impact area, even though he blew up over here. And of course he killed me, but I decided to do this off camera after long after I was done recording. I kept building up on my house, so this is much more than you would have seen in that episode. Progress, including these doors and framework and stuff, is really, it wasn't here priorly, but yeah, still keeping the theme of a treehouse. If it matches the layer I'm building on, then I'm gonna keep it. So oh, he came from up there. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, kind of expand a little bit over here for some bizarre reason, and then I figured I had to go down here to make it look more even down here, and just don't let even, of course. But so there's another little random extra bit of room. I'm not even entirely sure. Like, maybe this is an observatory deck. I don't even really know, because I mean, really, I don't know why I even have this here, to be honest. He probably came from over here actually. Anyway, and then very ending, I decided to start building a little room over here as well, because I figured, this is a little bit small and kind of pointless. Might as well make it a little bit more of a point. Anyway, he could have came down from down there. He could have came from down there. He could have came from up here. Anyway, enough of the possibilities. Yeah. All right. Anyway, what we're gonna do? I'm sure the thing is recording, because again, I discovered that whole mic thing and I thus plugged it in further. I should really make an extra bit of stairs down here, but whatever. Oh, you just spawned in, walking towards me. Oh, another one. I want to like kind of get to my Serrard and feel like I have enough space to start assaulting. Derp derp. Oh, lag. Lilo, I blame you. Ow. Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah. Ugh. Oh, hey, two shoes. Don't you spawn on top of me like that? How dare you, you piece of carp? How do you have 7 health still? You went the long way around. Wow. Way to get your exercise in before you die. Well, the last few minutes or seconds, I might as well just get my exercise in. Yeah, one now. Alright. Apparently that's zombie logic. Alright, so, punch, punch, punch. Punch, punch, punch for your punch, punch, punch. Lunch, 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 and a touch, touch, touch. Alright. I wonder what happened to my... Do I still have my very first world? If I do, even though I have a decent amount of progress, the very first survival world ended up being a lava world, where it's just like nothing but lava, and then of course a few random, very, very small islands. I mean, super archipelago. You never know when you're gonna accidentally dig into the lava. Even though I made a little bit of progress on that, I'd like to start a let's play on that one. That would be so much fun, and then have like little challenges for ourselves where we decide to. Oh, I already did this, the whole thing. I was oblivious to my own work. Actually, that's pretty predictable. No, I don't have anything to build to it. Anyhow, yep. Just have a load of challenges for ourselves on a world like that. To me that would make a lot of sense, and it'd be a lot of fun, because we could do stuff that we know we'd probably die with, but then again we might surprise ourselves and find out that we end up doing a lot better than we thought we would. Yeah. Da da da. Giordano hate me for my Wii terms. I just remembered he said he can't stand that. I'm one of the, I think season 1 streams. It doesn't make any sense that you say we because you're not part of the team. Which he's very wrong about. I mean, technically, you could argue either way. Technically, you could say, yeah, you're not a part of the team because you're not part of the staff or the roster or anything. You're just a fan. But at the same time, if you think about it, because he was specifically speaking of when people talk about like we, when people say we as a team. But the way you could argue it to somebody like our way, I guess, and there's a way that the people that he was picking on specifically because he didn't understand it and he thinks it's a pet, he has a pet peeve about it, or peeve about it. It's very unnecessary too. I think he knows it, and I think that's part of the reason why it annoys him so much. But anyway, it's because of the fact that, I mean, a real, smart and true team leader and athlete would know that, and staff member of a sports team would know that technically the most important, arguably the most important player, so to speak, on a sports team is the fan base. It actually, endless amounts of times, it's actually the fan base that actually helps the team win a game when normally they might not, or they're about to lose it, and it's pretty much seemingly factual that they're going to lose. The fan base will actually legitimately, just by cheering them on and showing the sport, help the team. And that's why there's actually a lot of athletes that will argue with somebody like Jordan, saying it doesn't make any sense because you're not a part of the team, arguing maybe even with some fury. It's just like, no, they are a part of the team, and that shows your lack of confidence and or intelligence and a fan base, because of the fact that you say that they shouldn't say we because it doesn't make any sense when it does. It does make sense in that sense. So either way, you can technically easily argue, because technically, yeah, you're not a part of the team, or technically, you definitely are a part of the team. So, human logic. It's very logistical because it's human, apparently. I don't know. I'm not a human being. I'm a Danard. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, spastic useless blob from a land called Dunardia. Danardia. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah. How you doing? How you doing? Okay, boy. Anyway, yes, sure, Tribbiani. Tribbiani, actually. Italiano. Supposed to be, at least. Vart is going to server. Good question. Good question. Yeah. I kind of say we with the same mindset, I guess. In other words, without thinking, but just the same instinct, I guess, to say we when I say we, when I'm technically talking about what I'm gonna do, or what I'm thinking of doing, or what I was about to say, what we are doing. Because to me, it is we. It's not me, even though technically you guys aren't literally, physically a part of it. It's not like you're actually doing the Let's Play with me, which I wish you were, but technically you could argue again, by the way. Same logic. That's why I basically mentioned that in the first place, was the fact that, Jordan would get very peeved at me for using his peeve in the Let's Plays. And I thoroughly enjoy that, of course, because I like being a brat and biting people's nerves, so to speak. So, of course, that's also not only a very family thing for me to do, but it's a very northwestern thing to do too, especially Portland area, or in general. So many endlessly sarcastic and blunt and weird and funny and all that people. Just like they're not gonna avoid it around here. It's a profession. You're gonna have to deal with people being a brat and picking on you for the things you can't stand. Not to be malicious or rude or anything, just to be themselves and poke fun. Anyway, again, enough blabbing. Oh, oakwood. Well, anyway, I almost said jellywood instead of junglewood. Look, guys, jellywood planks! There's actually a mod, I think, that they created a jellywood tree. Or at least a tree that creates a jellywood. Anyhow. Isn't this fun, people? Yeah. Something I mentioned, of course, within that last failed, well, not failed, but failed in terms of the commentary. Failed recording of episode 3, this episode 3 of dang it, quit warping. Kojan's ModCraft, or ModCraft 2, is the fact that 21, goddamn! Just one of those trees gave me 21. There's probably a lot more coming of these oak saplings. For God's sake! Yep, more coming, of course. What I was saying was, you know, again, kind of reminding you guys that if you want to, you know, if you want to do a multiplayer Let's Play with me, I'll happily do it. I'm still looking for somebody to do that with. And actually, even mini games and stuff like that, and adventure maps or something, I'll happily do it with you guys. I'm looking for somebody like that. So yeah. If you want to donate, call 1-800-433-7343, or go online to www.foreigncraft.com. Again, that's 1-800-433-7343, or www.foreigncraft, what it was, .com today. Call or online now. Again, Dr. Livis. Anyway, I don't even know. Oh, I don't even know, you know. Yeah, there you go. Did I actually plan all 21 of those? Eesh. Bliss! Alright, I just lost what I was gonna say because of that. God damn it. Screwed myself over again. Will this be a thing? Alright, munch munch. Munch munch with your hunch. Yeah, pretty much. Just be a wall. In fact, you know, I'm just gonna block that one up. That doesn't really make any sense to me. It just looks tacky. I want to actually put this one on the outside, which I can do if I want to be willingly tacky yet again. There you go, son. Gosh. In fact, this doesn't need to be here anymore, does it? Nope. Fine freaking tabernacle. It almost looks like... Does this even need to be here? I think it does, technically, but it doesn't look like it. But I can do this. At that point. That's good. I wasn't priorly going to do this, but I'm not entirely sure why. I don't actually recall. But what are you going to do? We'll leave it like that at that point. Yeah. Alright. Good seal, good seal. Good seal for your deal. Leave that there because that looks nice. It looks nice, you know? Yep, there you go. Yeah. Haha. I defy you. Die. Yeah. 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 Words. I screwed myself up because of the fact that I started doing that, like, telemarketing thing. Gosh dang it. Anyway. Yeah, so, I don't know if I already mentioned this, but, yeah. Multiplayer. I know I mentioned that. I mean, you know, if maybe that was where I was still headed, like basically saying, you know, just, yeah, if you want to do it, you know, I'm still available for that. I still happily do it, even, you know, on just random maps or a random, you know, modded game mode or something, like, you know, if you wanted to do the alien isolation with somebody and nobody wants to do it or they already have done it or whatever the case may be. I'm even for you. These 5 voids, I swear. Anyway. I may listen to Bon Jovi too much. Don't judge. Don't start. Alright, Oh, when you breathe, I wanna be there for you. I'll be there for you. Wow. Wow. Ba-ba-bum, 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 whoa. I want it taller than that, though. I want it like that. There we go. That'll be our song. Our ceiling. Dion. Never. Don't insult me like that. I mean, what? I swear. I literally have no clue why I'm doing this. You know what? I guess I'll kind of make it like a duplexy kind of thing. I'll just build it down, and then I'll build it over the top, and we'll build fences so we can go down to the water or something as a bridge. It'll just turn into like basically a bridge, toll bridge, if you will. Covered to toll bridge. Anyhow, yep, that'll be the way it goes. Which means I'm requiring to make even more woodsy doodles, which is not a bad thing necessarily, but it's annoying. Speaking of being that famous word of mine, excessive and unnecessary. Alright, phrase rather. I don't want to make it too high. I mean 3 high. So yeah, that's what I need to do. Alright. And now, I do need to build it higher anyway. Because, you know. Alright. Yeah. Am I already almost out of wood? Have you really already used that much? Sheesh. Alright. Blasphemy. Absolute blasphemy. At least for now, we'll do this. Even though I'll want a window later. Hey. Whatever. We'll make it extremely high. Not like there's a point to it, but we will do. Alright. Yeah. Multiplayer! Oops. Yipsum. Date. I think that's actually how that one was. So what we'll do, make it too wide, of course. Technically, it should be a little deeper than this, but what are you gonna do? Alright. The duck? La-di-da. That suddenly is very redundant and has no point. Yeah. In fact, at this point, this makes a lot more sense, because I want it to be too wide, so at that point, it's like halfway through, like right here at this block. Make it a little bit wider, although I'm actually kind of to the staircase over to our left here, too, right here. So there, and then we shall go like this. We'll still go like that because I don't know, aesthetics, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, oh, let's do that. Yes, yep. And then we'll do this. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And then boom. Yep. And, well, there you go. Wait. In that sense. Make it this wide. That was about to be very, very bad. In fact, gushy. Okay. Yeah. Oh, wee! I was gonna fall all the way down. Darn it! It didn't work. Oh well. Yeah. I guess we're making it all the way out to here. Yep. The noise of some people. Gosh. Alright, so... Oh, we're out of wood again. Okay. Well, now that we've done this, I feel like eating a blue shoe, because this is a little celebration. I actually like how this is turning out, for sure. Oh, crap, it's still at the door there. Bye! Anyway, I may or may not add more to this episode, but just in case, if not, I've been Danny TCV, the Criminal Violin, with Kojan's ModCraft episode 3. Second attempt. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, I has been Kojan. We will both see you all hopefully in the next episode. Kojan is a beast. He would always do this. Charge! As I was supposed to do that. Yeah, bye bye. Yeah, bye bye.